Hey guys, so you ready for today's December 6th, 2019, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So yes, I'm aware of this bill. It was sent to me on Facebook, my email, and then my husband saw it. And everybody's question, besides my husband, because he's brilliant and knows the answer to this, was asking me, does this have a chance of becoming law? In fact, one of them asked me more so in the future than this Congress. And I have an answer for that, but I'm going to actually show you the bill. And I'm going to show you an article because the amount of people that are ignorant on this planet, even prior to Trump getting into office, it was painful, okay? But ever since Trump got into office, you can see it on Twitter and everywhere else. People think they know politics. And when they say retarded, ridiculous, ignorant, uneducated responses, statements, and think they're intellectually beyond you, okay, it's painful to the point where you cringe and you're just like, wow, the American people are generally stupid when it comes to politics. And I've seen this comment several times, and that comment is actually in this article. So I'm going to show you because no one actually corrected him. People said this during the Obama administration too. So it's just ignorance. I don't know whether it's willingly or unwillingly, they're not able to obtain information or obtain. Anyway, like 85% of the public is stupid. Plain and simple when it comes to politics. 10% are pretty educated, well-known, have an idea, know obviously more so than the ignorant. And if they don't know, they have an idea of how to get a hold of it. And then there's the 5% that is like me, that has a really wrong, obsessive, perhaps mental health issue when it comes to politics of obsession, okay, and know everything entirely too much than they should. So HR5289, removing SBRs from NFA, it does actually have a title to the bill, but the bill itself came out by Roger Marshall, Republican from Kansas. Anytime you ever see this, and a lot of people on my channel already know this, when it says latest action, because it went to Ways and Means and Judiciary in the House, it says for a period to be subsequently determined by the Speaker, in each case for consideration of such provision as fall within the jurisdiction of the committee concerned, means that bill has no chance in hell of moving. And it is it's a death wish warrant. It's a stab. It's a nail in the coffin. Why even bother doing this? It's a political statement, is basically when people put bills out like this. No chance in hell does this have this in the Congress, regardless of that sentence, because obviously the Democrats own the House, and there's just no way. Will it become law in the future? Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, anything's possible in the future. But beside the point, so this is the article. This is the ignorance. And please learn this. Please be aware of this. This guy named Michael, and I have heard this by other people already, okay? Michael wrote yesterday, this guy was elected in 2016. Why didn't he and the other Republicans that controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency during 2017-2018 fix the NFA during that period? Instead, he waits until the Democrats control the House to make this proposal when he knows there's no chance in hell that it will ever get out of the House. Republicans talk a good game about defending the Second Amendment, but they never really do anything. Then Jack, David, and Dave wrote back to him and just had little talking things to say. Nobody actually corrected him. And this is the most ignorant statement that happens all the time. It even happened during the Obama administration for people who thought they knew politics. When it comes to the Senate, okay, between 2017-2018 congressional period, the Republicans were the majority, right? Means they had over a 50 threshold. That does not mean they have the supermajority. Okay, there's two terms. Supermajority means they have 60 or more of the same party in the Senate. And that means they can pass pretty much any fucking thing they want. Period. Okay? Legislation-wise. we, because I'm a conservative, did not have a supermajority in the Senate during 2017, 2018. We do not currently, okay? We have a majority, not a supermajority. So in order for this guy to have introduced this, and there was actually something that was similar to this during that Congress. There's suppressors and all kinds of other stuff. Beside the point, they only had the majority have the majority this year too. So it's not a supermajority. So they are stuck. So they would had to have had Democrats cross over party lines to meet in the middle to pass this bill during the 2017-2018 congressional period. So no, they couldn't have done it then. Why did he do it now? Political. So just know those terms. Majority, supermajority mean two totally different things, and those two totally different things make a totally different, seriously different difference, okay? So, except for presidential nominees and SCOTUS picks, obviously. But anyway, for those of you who don't know what the NFA is, it's the National Firearms Act. It goes through the ATF. SBR is short-barreled rifle, and it's actually, I think it applies to like suppressors and all kinds of other stuff. Don't quote me on that. It says barrel length fewer than 16 inches or a rifle with an overall length under 26 inches. Need to fill out paperwork, submit photos, get fingerprinted, probably reamed up the ass, and pay a $200 fee tax stamp to the government. The actual name of this bill is the Home Defense and Competitive Shooting Act. Okay? So, this is just a joke. Period. End of story. Obviously, it would be very, 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 in these days, controversial to even consider this because everybody's just so hot to trot. Like the red flag law situation that is in Congress right now, there's a couple different versions. Lindsey Graham's is probably the one they're going to vote on if they get to it, because Rubio's just isn't going to happen because Lindsey Graham's the head of the Judiciary Committee. He's the one who would bring the bill up in Judiciary, so obviously he's probably going to bring up his own bill, plus he's working with other people to perfect it. Is probably the only, quote, gun control that will actually pass Congress if they get around to it. And that particular bill, I do not know because it does not exist. But I can tell you this 100%. It does not, by any means, create some sort of federal red flag bullshit. Okay, what it does is it creates, similar to what Rubio would do, and similarly what they do for NICS right now, is it's bribery. They are going to give grants to states who choose to set up a red flag system law in their state, and then current people who actually have red flag laws, I'm sure a lot of you know your states, that you would be eligible for that grant, okay, and so forth and so on. And then there's obviously going to be a criteria. It says you have to meet this, this, and this in order to be eligible for the grant. That's exactly what that red flag law is going to be on the behalf of the United States Congress, okay? It's not going to be a system like NICS that was put into play at the federal level. But it's one of the reasons NICS doesn't work is because it was ruled unconstitutional parts so that the feds cannot make, okay, the states do certain things. They just can't. They can't force them to do it, which is why there's a ton of aspects of NICS that are missing. Mainly adjudications, domestic violence stuff, mental health record type shit, which is adjudications, but just in like jail time, like there's all kinds of shit that is missing from NICS. It's just a matter of whether the state feels like it, has funds to do it, has somebody dedicated to do it, whatever the fuck. And every single year they have an ominous bill that actually has grants in it to bribe the states to do their job. And in my opinion, I guarantee those states are getting that money and they're doing nothing with it. They're using it for something else and blowing it and trashing it and putting down the toilet, doing it on a totally different project, guaranteed. So Every year, we bribe states to comply with NICS, okay? And obviously, you can see how well that's gone. So anyway, back to this bill. HR5289, chance of it this Congress, everyone should know, 0. Chance in the future, our United States American public ideas, morals, going back to the Constitution, the founding fathers, why we were created, everything would have to flip a 180 than what it is now, because there's way too many fifi hurts, and it affects every aspect of our lives now. It's like you walk into a restaurant and hear Christmas music, and it actually says the word Christmas in it, and you actually kind of laugh to yourself because you're like, wow, I'm surprised nobody's bitched about that type of bullshit that we have to like think about now. So unless we do a 180 as an entire population, thought-wise, morals and everything, nothing like this will ever have a chance. Nothing positive regarding guns will ever pass. I could possibly see concealed carry reciprocity, some sort, changing. But that's about it. That is about it. There's going to be more restrictions coming in the future, more so than anything. So anyway, chance of this, 0. Letting you guys know. So everybody who asked me, this is your answer, and I will put this up on YouTube and all my other platforms. This is Are You Ready For It? Take care, guys. Have a great day.